Do you ever catch yourself remembering that little version of you? The one who lit up when the teacher asked a hard question. The one whose hand shot up first, heart racing with certainty. You felt seen. You felt special. The world seemed built for your mind to explore. And every good job felt like sunlight on your skin. But somewhere along the way, that light began to flicker. Not because you stopped being smart. No. Because the very thing that made you shine started to hurt. This is the quiet tragedy many of us carry. Why so many brilliant children grow into adults who feel dimmed. Not stupid, never that, but hollow. Confused. Afraid to try again. Let's walk through the psychology of it, gently. Like turning the pages of an old diary we never wanted to reread. Think of William James Sedes. A boy so gifted the newspapers called him a miracle. At 11, he stood before Harvard professors explaining dimensions most adults couldn't grasp. The world marveled. But inside, what did that child feel? The weight of being extraordinary before he ever had a chance to just be. By adulthood, he vanished from the spotlight, working quiet jobs, hiding from expectations that had crushed something essential. His story isn't rare. It's the shadow side of brilliance, when early praise becomes a cage. In her haunting book The Drama of the Gifted Child, Alice Miller describes this with heartbreaking clarity. The gifted child, the sensitive, perceptive one, learns very young to sense what others need. Parents beam when you perform. Teachers light up when you excel. So you perform. You excel. You become the perfect mirror reflecting their hopes, their pride. But your own feelings? Your fears, your tiredness, your ordinary messy humanness? Those get locked away in what Miller calls a glass cellar, beautiful, but unreachable. Over years, that suppression builds. You grow up carrying an invisible grief. The grief of a self you never got to live. You chase achievement not for joy, but to fill the emptiness left when authenticity was traded for approval. And when the achievements slow, as they must in real life, the emptiness rushes in. Depression whispers. Anxiety tightens. You feel fraudulent. Broken. Because the child inside still believes, if I'm not brilliant, who am I? And then there's the mindset that seals the wound. Carol Dweck's work in Mindset reveals the cruel twist. When we're praised as children for being smart, not for effort, not for struggle, but for effortless brilliance, we absorb a fixed mindset. Intelligence becomes a fragile possession, not something that grows. Failure isn't just a setback, it's proof you're a fraud. Challenges become threats to your identity. So you avoid them. You procrastinate. You burn out trying to stay perfect. Remember staying up all night rewriting a paper because one mistake felt like proof you were never special? That wasn't laziness. That was terror. The terror of losing the only worth you were taught to believe in. Many of us replay this pattern for decades. The perfectionism that paralyzes. The shame when peers catch up. The quiet envy when others seem free to fail and try again. We drift, not because we're less capable, but because the emotional scaffolding that should have supported growth was never built. Instead, we were built to perform. But here's the lesson we can carry forward, the one that can heal generations if we let it. Your worth was never in your speed, your scores, your early shine. It was always in your humanity, the messy, feeling, trying heart beneath the brilliance. To the child still inside you, it's not too late. Name the grief. Feel the anger at what was lost. Give yourself permission to struggle, to be average sometimes, to grow slowly. Praise effort, not labels. Teach the next generation that intelligence expands through courage, not perfection. Because the brightest light isn't the one that burns fastest. It's the one that learns to burn steady, even in the dark. If this stirred something in you, sit with it. You're not alone in this quiet story. And you're still, always, enough.